This is Eric with Just Gaming Electronics. Today I will be showing you how to replace your ugly covers. So this is a demo unit here, and I will be swapping both the left and the right side, and let's get started. So firstly, if you have your ear pads on, you want to just pull very gently until you see this clip come out a little bit, and then you can just continue to pull, and then the earbuds come right off. The Bose QC 35s and 25s and 45s have some very easy removable ear pads. From there you will be going and just peeling very gently and taking off the little mesh part in the inside. You will remove some of the actual mesh, but that's okay, it won't actually do anything. And then from here I just go with my thumb and remove this tape that was keeping it down, and I'll do the same here. If this is difficult for you, you can use a flathead and gently scrape the tape off as well. I'll do it for the right side, and I will show you guys how to remove the tape with regular Phillips if you wanted to. So you just kind of work like this until you have a little bit peeled up, and then from there it's pretty easy usually to just take it, which I'm not showing a good job of right now. Just okay, like that, peel it off, and then same here, just like that, comes off pretty easily. And now we will be unscrewing the screws located in the cup. So I'm just going to flip one side up. That makes it easier for me to work on the left side in this case, which is, so there are two screws located on the left speaker cup assembly, and I just set those to the side. We are using a Phillips 2.0 Joe's screwdriver, and any of the parts that you may need in this video will be located down below. So now you just use your thumb, your index finger, and kind of just pry up. If that doesn't work for you, then we do sell black plastic spudgers that you can kind of come in right here on the side and just pry up a little bit. If you're struggling with that, the trick is not to pry up too much on one side, because you're going to be putting all the pressure on the other side of the speaker cup, so it won't come out. You want to kind of evenly pull the speaker cup out, otherwise you won't get it out. But usually you can do it with your hands, or flip the speaker over and just kind of try to shake it out gently. But as you saw, it's pretty easy to do with your fingers. So now we'll be setting this old one aside and grabbing our new one. You can see the difference, and this is very easy to place in. You can see that there's two little brackets here for the screws to go into, and what I like to do when I'm lining it up is I'll just place it over and try to see with my eyes how much room is on either side, and it'll kind of fall into place a little bit on its own once you line it up well enough. And then from there I just put a little bit of pressure onto it, and then I will check the sides, and if you see that it's fit all around the sides, that's usually my cue to hold with my fingers and then start screwing those two screws back into their places. And both of these screws are the same size, so it does not matter how you put them in. Just like that, you can see the new speaker cup assembly is on. The speaker cover assembly is on. Looks good. Now time to do the right one. So again, I'm just gonna flip, makes it easier to work on this side, and I will start unscrewing. The right one does have 3 screws, which are all the same size. Sometimes the screws do get stuck a little bit. I'll just kind of coax them out, move them around with the Phillips, since the Phillips is magnetized, so usually it'll pick up the screws, or just use my finger there in that case. So again, when you're pulling off the speaker cup, make sure to evenly pull it off. It looks like in this case the right one is on a little harder, but using that trick where you pull it off all around at the same time, get it off. Now you will be needing to pull off this piece right here off of your old speaker cover, and you can see there's a little groove right here that this was placed inside of. So you're going to want to peel it from this side right here. So you just peel it towards you, and then once you have it peeled, you're going to pull the opposite way, because you do not want to break this little clip part. And we'll be setting the old one aside, grabbing our new one. You can use the best judgment and kind of line it up just to make sure that you're putting it on correctly. Obviously you could see that that's the correct placement there, and what I like to do is I will line up the side with the clip first, and then I'll use this line as a guide, and this side will just naturally be put in the correct place. And then I will just make sure that the sticky adhesive that was on there before really gets pressed on, and I'll push this part down to really make sure that it's on there and we have a tight fit. From there, you're going to want to do the same thing that you did on the left side, kind of just line it up as best as you can. It does help that there is this switch to kind of put it in the middle of, and once it's kind of on there, you do want to use some pressure to really make sure that you pressed it down. And once you have it on, you will want to make sure that it's sealed all the way around, because a lot of times you can partially put it on and it will be sticking out in certain spots. So just going around the edges and making sure that it's really on. Sometimes the adhesive isn't very sticky, in which case you can use some tape and reapply the adhesive that's around here, making sure that you don't put any adhesive right in the middle, because it will bulge out too much usually, but just in this two main spots. Now I'm going to be installing screws, making sure that I'm applying pressure here while doing the screw installation, because I don't want the cup to get loose. Once I installed 2 of the screws, I'm just going to quickly make sure that this is all still very sealed and tight. Sometimes you're going to have an issue with the gaps, so just making sure as you're screwing the screws in, the speaker cup is still on there how you want it. Now for the last screw. Now that you have both of your outside speaker cups on, I'm going to just reinstall this mesh part now. And what I do here is I make sure there's no tape on either one of these sides, and I will just grab some of our tape that we have in the shop and I will cut it, and I will just place it where the old tape was, and I'll press it down with my fingers to make sure that it's sticking on. Now you can do this with your fingers or with the 2.0. Just lightly peel out the sides of the tape to expose it, because we want the sticky part of the tape, until you have enough peeled where you can use your fingers. This would be much easier with the flathead. I'm just going to use the razor in this case. I would not recommend this for you guys. As you saw there, I started peeling up the tape off of the speaker, and all I did was just pressed it back down and made sure that I separated the cover and the tape, because that does happen quite often. Now we make sure that our left goes onto our left, and you could tell because there is an L right there and there is an R located right there. So I'm going to put my left one, line it up as best as I can, make sure it's centered, and then press it down on the 2 spots where I applied the tape. Just make sure that it's sticking on and that it will be nice and tight. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the right side. I'm just going to line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry too much. Now that it is lined up, I'm just going to press down again in the 2 spots where I placed the adhesive. From there, I'm going to grab our ear pads again, and what I like to do is stick this cup up. Makes it easier to hold the cup that you're working on. In this case, it's the left side. And I will line up the bottom of the ear pad to this like little clip part, and I'll place it underneath the clip part. You can see right there, it's underneath, and then I'll do the top one. And I'll just gently pull the headband, or sorry, the ear pad cushion down, and then once it's underneath, in the bottom and the top, I'll do the side, and I'll just pull gently and place the other clip on this side down, and then same thing here on this side. Just makes it easier when you go from side to side. And then after I got that, I start working on all the clips all around, making sure that they're all placed in. And when I'm pulling the ear pads, I usually just use my thumb and press down gently at the same time. You don't want to press down hard because you will break these plastic clips. They're very fragile. So you just make sure when you're pulling that you're not pushing too hard. And again, pull, push. You don't have to worry about breaking the ear pads. They're very durable. And now that we have all the clips in, oh, missed one. Now that we have all the clips in, double check, make sure that they are all in. We will work on the next side. So again, flip it up, the side that you're not working on. Makes it easier to hold your cup and make sure you're doing some good work. So again, same process that we did. Slide the ear pad under the bottom clip, then pull down a little bit, and then I'll push up to make sure that it's underneath. Then work on this side. Sometimes you're going to hear a little clicking noise. I'm just gonna work my way around. And you can see sometimes I will pull like this to see if there's any clip exposed underneath, because if you're just pulling gently, you don't always see it. So I'll just pull a little extra, not too hard, and then you can see right there, there's an exposed clip that the ear pad needs to sit underneath. And now I just go double check my work, make sure all the clips are in. Sometimes you're gonna have it where the clip is kind of holding the ear pad but not all the way. And what I do there is I'll just put my thumb underneath right here, and I will push the ear pad towards the clip, and you will kind of see it push against this outside part and really make sure that it's snug against the clips, because you do not want your ear pads to fall out while you're wearing your headphones. Again, just double check, make sure that you have all the clips on the ear pad, just like that. You have replaced both your left and right outside cover. And this is Eric with Joe's Gaming Electronics, signing out.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you guys love what we do, please support us. You guys can click on the links that we have on the end screen. You guys can buy parts, sales, or service so we can continue to make great videos for you guys for many more years. Thank you.